was blocked. It was a Thursday, maybe a Friday. I don't even remember the exact day anymore because by then, the days had all melted into one long stretch of breathless panic and silence. But I know where I was, sitting in my room, clutching my phone like it was some kind of lifeline, as if the screen held the answers to everything falling apart. I had just sent him a message, something small, something aching, to get the ball rolling again on our toxic cycle of my self-sabotaging and reassurance that I needed to survive every hour after I had told them my truth. It was the same text I sent every time. Well, do I need to come to Kansas City and shake some sense into you? Or are we good? I love you. And it turned green. That one little color shift, blue to green, shouldn't have felt like death. But it did. Because I knew what that meant. Our message had failed, the bridge had collapsed, and he was gone. He had finally followed through with walking away, for good. He had blocked me. And the truth is, I caused it. I pushed and pushed until he had no more room to breathe. Grasping at any straw, I used every last bit of my pain as leverage, told him things I should have never said, how I didn't want to live without him. But that wasn't love. That was desperation. That was manipulation. And in the end, I gave him no choice. He did what anyone with a shred of self-preservation would do. He saved himself. He blocked the noise, the chaos, the guilt I kept hurling at him, and he chose silence over the storm I had become. And honestly, can you blame him? I can't. But I tried again. Typed something longer this time. Please, I know I messed up. But we were more than this. You said forever. You said you'd never just walk away. That I had to be the one to leave if I ever wanted it to end. And so I sent it. Instagreen. Blocked. And it wasn't just a change in a bubble on a screen. It was the soundless, colorless way of someone telling you, I'm gone. You don't get access to me anymore. It is the modern day heartbreak distilled into a pixel. One tiny betrayal of color that screamed louder than any goodbye ever could. And when it happened, it was like my lungs forgot how to work. My heart didn't just break. It fractured. Sharp, invisible shards of panic lodged themselves right into my throat, and I couldn't swallow. My chest caved in like the air around me had thickened, pressing down with the weight of reality. He was gone. And not in the dramatic slamming doors, yelling in the rain kind of way. He left me in silence. Digitally. Instantly. Green meant blocked. Green meant no more message delivered. Green meant he had walked away. And he walked away and closed the door behind him so tightly I couldn't even knock. That color shift was a funeral of everything we built. Without flowers, without people all dressed in black, without a eulogy. Just me, alone, holding a phone like it was his hand, staring at a screen like it could explain why the earth was suddenly crumbling beneath me. The grief came in a flood, fast, hot, and paralyzing. My body went cold while my mind caught fire. Every moment of love, every laugh, every whisper goodnight, it all came rushing back, as if the memories were fighting not to be erased with that single green bubble. I sat frozen. Like if I had stayed perfectly still, maybe it wouldn't be true. Maybe my phone was just glitching. Maybe this wasn't happening. Maybe he'd come back. But no. The blue was gone. He was gone. And in its place was something I couldn't unsee. Something that didn't look like the end. It felt like death. The death of us. The death of hope. The death of a version of me who still believed I was worth more chances. That was the first wall. The first door that slammed in my face, and I still wasn't ready to believe it. So I checked Instagram. Nothing. No replies. His name didn't show up on my stories anymore. I searched his handle. Gone. Blocked again. Snapchat. Empty. His Bitmoji had vanished, just a blank gray figure where his little smile used to live. I think being blocked on Discord was the hardest one of them all. It wasn't just a digital action, it was an obliteration. A severing so brutal, it felt like the plug had been pulled on the very life support that kept our love breathing. Discord wasn't just an app to us, it was our universe. It was where our relationship lived, not just visited. It was where we grew into each other, day by day, call by call, message by message. We built a life inside that space. That's where we laughed until our stomachs hurt and cried until our hearts spilled out. It was where we watched TV shows, movies, shared screens, built playlists, and shared love through lyrics. It is where we drank late into the night, sharing secrets and philosophies and jokes no one else would ever understand. It was where we became not just lovers, but best friends, therapists, teammates, soulmates. It was where we fought and made up, where we whispered goodnight every night and good morning. It was our bedroom. It was our living room, our bar, our safe haven. It was where we slept together, every single night. Our phones beside us, our voices lulling each other to sleep. Even miles apart, we never felt the distance because we had that space to come home to. That tiny glowing icon on our screens was home. And it wasn't just sleep, it was intimacy. The kind that doesn't always need touch to feel real. We were intimate in the most soul-bearing of ways. We connected there, fully, deeply, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Through voice, breath, pixels, and presence. Discord held our most private moments, our most honest confessions, our most vulnerable selves. It held the parts of us we didn't show anyone else. And then one day, it didn't. Just like that, no last goodbye, just silence. The server's gone, the call's gone, the green dot beside your name gone. You were gone. And suddenly, all the things that made Discord ours, our inside jokes, our late night playlists, our shared community, our world, were unreachable, deleted. As if love could be wiped away with a click. As if everything we built could be undone by a setting. It felt like someone had taken a match to our home and burnt it to the ground while I stood outside, pounding on a locked door that I would never open again. I wasn't just blocked from him, I was blocked from us, from the life we made, from the only place that I ever felt like I truly belonged. I tried to convince myself that maybe he just needed space. Maybe this was temporary. Maybe I'd wake up tomorrow and everything would be fine. But every app I opened was like a door I couldn't get through, like digital graveyard of memories and half-finished messages. His name gone, his presence gone, me gone. That's what ghosting does, doesn't it? Just doesn't remove someone from your life. It actually erases you, and I wasn't ready to be erased. So I made a fake account, and I'm not proud of that, but I needed to know that he was still breathing, still him, still somewhere in the world that we had built together. And he was, posting, smiling, living, joking in stories with people I didn't recognize, laughing like I never existed. And that destroyed me, because it meant he wasn't dead. He just chose to live in a world without me in it. I guess that's a different kind of death, isn't it? I kept whispering, this can't be real. He can't be doing this, not after everything, not after what we had. But the truth kept showing up on my screen in green messages and vanishing usernames and unviewed stories. He had left, he had blocked me, and he wasn't coming back. I remember laying in bed that night, curled up with my phone pressed up against my face. I don't even think I was crying anymore. I was just hollow, like my soul had been turned inside out. I listened to the last voice note he had ever left me over and over again. The one where he said, no matter what, I love you, I always will. The one that used to make me feel safe. Now, those voice notes just feel like a cruel joke. He said forever, he said always, he said love. But now I was just blocked, gone. Unloved, unwanted, and just discarded. I kept thinking he must hate me. He must have sat there so mad at me for the non-stop self-sabotaging that I had done since I had told him my truth. I bet you he felt so sick, so betrayed for all of those weeks, and he couldn't even stand the idea of me anymore. He had to have thought I was a monster. And maybe I was. Maybe I am. I lied. I manipulated. I waited too long to tell the truth, and when I finally did, it was too late. I said I loved him, but I didn't give him the truth when it mattered most. So maybe this silence, this vanishing, this erase was my punishment. Maybe ghosting me was the only power he had left. Maybe blocking me was how he protected himself from the wreckage I caused. Maybe this was him saving whatever pieces of himself I hadn't already shattered. I tell myself that on the good days, the days where I still love him more than I hate myself. But on the bad days, it feels like abandonment, like I was disposable, like he threw me into the trash without a second thought, like loving me was an accident he couldn't wait to forget, like I'm a villain in a story I wrote with my own blood. On bad days, I spiral. I convince myself he's laughing with somebody else, that he replaced me in seconds, that I never really mattered, that I was just a chapter. A cautionary tale he tells to remind himself what betrayal looks like. On the bad days, I feel like I deserve to be erased. Like my voice is poison, like my love was counterfeit. Like everything I gave was built on a lie, even the parts of me that were real. I feel like I'm rotting from the inside out. Like guilt has made a home inside my bones and refuses to leave. Like I am a curse to replay every second of our love and of every second of our end, on a loop that I can't escape, even after a year since the breakup. I try to breathe, but grief sits on a chest like a demon. I try to sleep, but the silence screams his absence. I try to forgive myself, but all I can hear is his silence. And in it, I hear his disgust, his disappointment, his goodbye. On the bad days, On the bad days, I don't just miss him. I hate me. I hate the version of me that cost me the only love that ever felt like home. I want to tear it apart, punish her, scream at her for ruining everything, for ruining him. I want to hurt her. I want to hurt her really bad. Some days I want her to die. And some days I just want her to go away and never come back. And in my darkest moments, I wondered if he was better off without me. If the best thing I ever did for him was to just disappear. Do you know what it's like to lose someone who's still alive? To wake up every day knowing that they're out there, breathing, laughing, living, loving, while you're still here frozen in the ruins of everything you once were together. To see their name light up on a feed, but not in your messages. To hear their favorite song in the grocery store and you feel your knees buckle because they're still alive. They're just not yours anymore. And the worst thought is that maybe they never really were. I didn't just lose the person I loved. I lost the future I saw in their eyes. I lost the home I built in their voice. The love I built in their heart. And I lost the only place I ever felt safe. I didn't just lose him. I lost me. My smile, my fire, and my voice. Because how do you scream goodbye into a silence that doesn't echo back? How do you find peace when your pain has no place to land? When every word you wanted to say crashes against a wall they built and you never saw coming. They're still alive, posting, smiling, maybe even falling in love again. While I'm here having conversations with a ghost, clutching memories like a life raft, and choking on words I'll never get to say. And that's the cruelest part. They're still alive, and yet you're the one that feels like you're the one that died. And now, here I am, talking into a mic, sending my words out into the world because I can't send them to him. And while there's so much more to this story that will unravel, at the end of the day, we are still currently no contact, and that is hard. It's hard telling a story I never got to finish. Or maybe I should say telling you the end. I would have done anything to make sure it didn't end this way. It still ends with me loving a man who deleted me like a bad memory. Still ends with me wishing I had been braver, wishing that I had told the truth sooner, and wishing that I'd given him the chance to choose. All of me. Healthy me. And not toxic me. So, if you've ever been blocked, ghosted, or erased, I hear you. I see you. And I don't think that you're crazy. You are not broken, and you are certainly not alone. We are all still here, still speaking, still surviving, even when they pretend we never existed. You've been listening to Life After Losing You, and this was episode 4, Blocked, Ghosted, Gone. If this episode spoke to you, please share it, leave a review. I hope that this helps others and heals some. I'll meet you in the next episode, but until then, be kind to yourself. You are doing better than you think.